Hello and welcome to this fifth installment of my Vatsim FSInn tutorials, where I will be covering live ATC communications. This afternoon we have delivery, ground, tower and approach online, and we also have the ATIS for Oslo Gardermoen. Let's get right to business. First I'll show you how to tune the radio frequency and listen to the current ATIS. If you look in the ATC window of FSInn, you'll see the current active frequencies. We have the Oslo Gardermoen ATIS information, and that's on 127.15. We'll tune that in just a second. We have delivery 121.6, ground 121.9 tower on 118.3, and approach on 118.47. So let's tune the frequency for ATIS is 127.15, and we can just close this down. It's no longer important. So let's tune the ATIS information. And before we do, let me just remind you that you need your pen and paper ready, and make sure to scribble down the ATIS information letter, which runway is in use, and the local QNH. If you have those, you will do good. So let's tune the ATIS 127.15 in your COM1 radio.
At time 1640, expect ILS approach, runway 19er, left, transition level 8, 5 wind 200 degrees, 6 knots, variable between 170 and 230 degrees, cog OK, temperature 14, dew point 6, QNH 1007.6, acknowledge information, Oscar at first contact.
Okay, so we have information Oscar, and we learned that active runway is 19er left. It's a one runway operation on Oslo Gardermoen today. The local QNH is 1007. If you look down here in my primary flight display, you'll see that it's currently showing 1006. You can either tune it manually by using your switch up in barometric settings, or you can press B and it will automatically adjust. Now we're ready to contact delivery, and we'll do a radio check first to see if our comms are working. The frequency was 121.6. Delivery, good evening, North Shuttle 684, radio check.
Hello, this is for Gardermoen delivery and Wedø, Reidar 5 by 5.
And read you 5 as well, thank you. Okay, so we made contact. I can hear him, he can hear me. He said he reads me 5, which means that my voice has a good strength and volume. If he says I read you 3, it means that he is struggling to hear me, and if he says read you 1, he probably can't hear me any good at all. So we'll call him up now and get our IFR clearance. I sent my flight plan in prior to starting to record, and I'm expecting the AUX 2 Charlie departure for runway 19er left since the wind changed since the last video. So let's call him up and ask for clearance. Delivery, North Shuttle 684, request IFR clearance to Copenhagen Kastrup.
Hello, this is for clearance call form to Copenhagen Kastrup as far, the runway 19 left. AUX 2 Charlie departure, initially climb 7,000 feet. Squawk 4271.
Cleared to Kastrup Airport via the AUX 2 Charlie departure for runway 19er left. Initial climb 7,000 feet and squawk 4271, North Shuttle 684.
North Shuttle 684, readback is correct. For pushback and startup, contact Gardermoen ground on frequency 121 and decimal 902. Ha en god tur nedover.
121.902. Thank you, North Shuttle 684. And we'll tune 121.902 for ground and get our push start. Ground, good evening, North Shuttle 684 with Oscar, request pushback and startup.
North Shuttle 684 Oscar is correct. Push and start approved.
Push and start approved, North Shuttle 684. Okay, so I'll just push us back and I'll meet you back on Gulf Taxiway when we'll ask for taxi clearance to the active. And we're ready for taxi. I'm expecting Gulf, which will take us up to the left here, following the aircraft you currently see there. And left again onto Tango or Sierra to holding point runway 19 or left. So we'll call up again and ask for taxi. Ground North Shuttle 684 for taxi.
North Shuttle 684, taxi Golf Tango, holding point 19 left.
Taxi Golf and Tango to holding point runway 19 left, North Shuttle 684. Okay, so we got as we expected, so I'll take to a left here and follow on Golf.
North Shuttle 684, contact tower on 118.3 for departure.
118.3 North Shuttle 684, so long.
So on.
Okay, so we were asked to go to the tower frequency of 118.3 for our takeoff clearance. So we'll do that. Tower, good evening, North Shuttle 684 on Tango, approaching Bravo 7, ready to go.
North Shuttle 684, good evening, line up runway 1 on the left and wait, line up Bravo 7.
Line up and wait, runway 19 on the left, we have Bravo 7, North Shuttle 684. Okay, so the last thing we do is to check our FSInn transponder.
684, wind 200 degrees, 8 knots, runway 1 on the left, takeoff.
is to check that the transponder mode on FSInn is checked to Charlie mode. That's important. Clear for takeoff, runway 19 left, North Shuttle 684, thank you. Gear up. And you could usually hand fly a departure, but if it's your first time on Vatsim, I suggest you set your autopilot on and let it fly for itself while you communicate. 118.47 for North Shuttle 684. Thank you, pray to see, so on. Oslo, good evening, North Shuttle 684 with you, passing 3,400 for 7,000.
North Shuttle 768, Oslo approach, good evening, Reidar contact, no speed restrictions, climb flight level 210.
No speed restrictions and climb flight level 210, North Shuttle 684.
Shuttle 684, clear direct Oxat.
Clear direct Oxat, North Shuttle 684, thank you. Okay, so we got a clear direct Oxat, and that will save us some time. Let's see here. This concludes our 5th part of my Vatsim tutorial. As you can see, we have made it safely up into the air and gone through the process of making contact, doing a radio check to see if the comms are working, also of course looking up the ATIS and the ATIS information, contacting delivery for IFR clearance, contacting ground for pushback and startup, and also taxi clearance, and we've contacted tower for departure clearance, and lastly we contacted approach. So as you can see, it's a complicated process, but it's really fun, and if it was really easy, I doubt many of us would really enjoy it. It takes a while and you need to study somewhat, but when you get the hang of it, it's really exciting. So I hope to see you in the air, and don't be worried. If you like these videos or have any questions, feel free to comment or send me a personal message, and I'll try to respond as best as I can. Until next time, have a safe flight.